Okay, I think we're live. Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everyone.
Good evening. Welcome to the channel where Jessica teaches me Netrunner.
And Dave teaches me Arkham Horror, which is what we're going to do tonight.
How's things, Jessica?
Yeah, things are pretty good. I'm a bit frazzled in the lead up to Christmas, but like nothing I can't handle. And I'm confident that Christmas will happen this year. It will not be cancelled. So that's good.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm a bit frazzled as well. I had a rather large friend's 40th over the weekend, and I have been rushing so much to finish off work before Christmas that I haven't really caught up with myself. And I'm a bit too old to do that without feeling a little bit worn at the edges.
Yeah, that's understandable. But still, you had a good time?
I have no regrets. It was great.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I got to play some tunes, which is like my happy place. It's. I hope it's charming rather than pathetic how much DJing and being able to DJ is good for my mental health. But it really does make such a huge difference every now and again. Being able to kick off and do a bit of that.
I think like a creative outlet, especially one that has especially one that is a hobby and is like just something you're doing for the joy of it, is incredibly important.
Definitely. Would you mind just checking that we are audible?
Sure, sure.
I think we are live because I can see us moving.
I'll have a little look, see
Thank you very much.
if I can. Hang on, I've just. Okay, yeah, there we go. I have just switched everything over to Firefox. I decided today that I was finally fully sick of Chrome and their bullshit.
Oh,
So I'm just
nice.
having to.
Very much.
Yep, we're good. I can
Fantastic.
both see and hear us.
That's great. I have it in mind to try and get that Firefox extension that Andre keeps talking about, but I haven't quite got
Yeah,
my head around that yet.
Cyber Feeder.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. But I just changed today because I'm like I can't like half of my computer resources are being used by one application that I've got open in the background and won't even close when I tell it to close. I'm just going to stop using Chrome. This is very stupid.
That makes sense. So are we going to do a bit of spoiler chat first of all?
Sure.
Yeah. Would you like to do the two spoilers that you've seen before, or the two spoilers you haven't seen before?
I'll do the two I've seen before. So I've seen this one before, so I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Do you want to start reading it out?
Yep. Hatchet is a 2 cost, 1 XP, single agility pip, item, tool, weapon, ranged card. It's an asset. And it says spend an action to fight. Add your agility to your skill value for this attack. This attack deals a +1 damage. If this attack defeats an enemy, discard Hatchet. Otherwise, lose control of Hatchet and attach it to the attacked enemy. Attached enemy gains. Oh yeah, when the attached enemy is defeated, take control of Hatchet. Any investigator at Hatchet's location may trigger this ability. So
Your initial
it kind
thoughts?
if we take out like 3 or 4 words from this, I think it's amazing. But there are a few words that just make me feel like, oh, I don't want to play that card. I don't want to play a card that goes away when you defeat an enemy. That feels bad. Like if you use that attack to defeat an enemy, the hatchet goes away forever, and that makes me really, really sad. The rest of it's really fun and cool. I think it would still be quite a cool card if you like hit that enemy with a hatchet and then it's like gone until you have killed that enemy. I think that would be cool. I don't know why it's got this other clause. Maybe they tested it and just found it was like wildly OP or something. This doesn't. Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. I think you were going to say it doesn't feel wildly OP, and I would agree with you. I was about to say I am surprised that it's an XP card.
Yeah, I'm also surprised by that. Like it.
Yeah, it. I like that survivors have weapon designs that are make you really work for the damage. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a good bit of the color pie, right? That you, if you're in survival, you're not just going to march out and twat the mythos over the head with a massive baseball bat. Baseball bat is actually a survival weapon, and the kind of the
Yeah.
first taste we had of this this weapon design philosophy, which I like, again, more in the it's a cool design than I love it when my baseball bat breaks at the wrong moment and I'm weaponless. But yeah, it's that there are you do really have to work for this one. I mean, this is a like I
Yeah.
really hope you had a Weetabix weapon, because you need to have another way of defeating the enemy, right? Generally, to get this
Yeah.
back. So I guess we should be thankful that it's not a two-hander. But like, I mean, there are things like there are quite a few survivors who have Guardian access who like this, and you, I think, will recall the guard dog.
Yeah.
So I can imagine a scenario where you hit an enemy with this. You are the kind of investigator who doesn't mind taking a lot of damage, and the guard dog finishes off the enemy in the enemy phase after they hit you.
Yeah.
Or indeed, you could be running this with the survival knife, with which we both know and love. But you really have to plan things out to get this to work. And furthermore, you really do need to want that extra agility boost.
Yes, you do.
I think to be worthwhile at all.
I think I've worked out exactly what my frustration is with it, which is this little clause, which, let's say it is a clever balancing they've done. It just means that this can never be an efficient weapon. You are always going to, you're never going to be in a situation where it does, like, an enemy comes along with 4 health and you kill it in 2 hits because you've got this, unless you also discard the weapon, at which point it's almost certainly inefficient,
Have you come across William Yorick?
I probably have, but I've also digested so much Arkham Horror at this point that I do forget quite often.
Yeah. So he obviously likes this quite a lot, I think. So he does. He has recursion on defeating enemies of assets. It's just any asset, isn't it? It's not just an item. So he's perpetually digging stuff out of the graveyard when he kills enemies. So immediately you've got I don't really care too much about the discard effect option with him. In fact, you defeat an enemy, discard hatchet, and then his ability triggers after you defeat an enemy. So you can literally smack an enemy with a hatchet, as will Yorick, and then get the hatchet back
and reinstall it.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like that. You're still going to have to pay the 2 to install it, though.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No. Oh, when it comes back into play, you're all right. Yeah. Play from your discard pile, paying its cost.
That's not the worst thing in the world. Depending on your build, you sometimes won't mind that too much. You'll still prefer to avoid it if you can.
Yeah.
I think I might be a little bit wrong about the efficiency thing. Once I said it out loud, what's the... Presumably you're using this because it's better than your other hand. Otherwise, why aren't you using the thing in your other hand, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, yeah, it does become inefficient if you have to finish the creature off with whatever's in your other hand.
I wonder
what you're saying about guard dog and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a piece missing from this puzzle.
Maybe.
And that is the ranged trait here. I wonder whether there's... there are cards that are allow you to do cool things like targeting enemies in adjacent locations. But I think they're all in Guardian. I've not really had much to do with them. There was like a cluster of cards that had a bit of a glow up in a taboo list. That previously were a bit underwhelming, and I haven't played with them since the glow up. I think I might have poked one or two of them before them. So I'm not really that familiar with them, but I don't think there is one in particular, certainly off the top of my head, that allows ranged weapon attacks to do something cool that you wouldn't be able to do with a weapon in your other hand. It might be that weapon in your other hand has limited uses. There are bits and pieces, but it feels like part of quite a complicated engine, and
that we've not seen all of the bits of,
and you really need to put in quite a lot to get this to do something that you could do with another single card rather than this and whatever else is missing.
Should we move on to the next?
I just want to ask if you have any idea what the theme is behind this. Like, if you hit the enemy too hard, does the hatchet get stuck inside their corpse and you can't get it out? Is that what's going on there?
I mean, this is the other reason I don't like it. It doesn't feel thematic to me. Like it doesn't feel like when you kill. It feels like when you kill the enemy with your hatchet, it's the time that you're least likely to lose it, if anything. But
yeah, I agree. I would love somebody to explain it to me. But
yeah.
Let's move on. Token of Faith.
Let's move on.
Shall I read this one?
Yeah, go for it.
It's a 2-cost level 3 asset. Token of Faith. It has a willpower and intellect icon. It's item, charm, and blessed traded. And its reaction ability: after a skill test ends in which one or more curse or autofill tokens were revealed, exhaust Token of Faith. Add that many blessed tokens to the chaos bag. If this skill test failed after resolving all effects from the failed test, the performing investigator may attempt that test again. Acts once per test, and it takes up the accessory slot. I like the art on this a lot. I like the spooky shadow. I like the dude having a stupid number of medallions. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I like the art. I think my brain has decided that until I've seen all of the like charm and blessed and cursed type cards, I can't quite get my head around how strong or not any of them are. Because I mean, I guess each one that comes out makes the others all a little bit stronger, has been the tendency, but it feels like, to state the obvious, any one of them on its own in a deck is just going to be kind of worthless. This would be terrible if you just like randomly slotted it into a deck, and it's probably extremely powerful in the right deck.
I think it's slightly unusual in terms of Bless and Curse tokens that it does something even if you're not using, and if you're not have any other Bless and Curse tech. It's quite unusual in that respect, and it's one very few cards in the game that allow you to salvage something from pulling an autofail.
That's true.
There are like less than 6, I think, that allow you to do that. I'd have to check, all of Arkham DB to be exactly sure of the number, but it's a small number. And quite early on in the game's life, there were none at all. Like the autofail was like a hard stop to whatever fun you were trying to have. I think it is a relatively strong way of adding blesses. Obviously, you need to have some sort of mixed strategy here, I think, to get much benefit out of it. It's nice to add blessed tokens to the chaos bag, but they don't do very much for you unless you have a bag completely full of them and you start lowballing tests, I think. And I've been told that people haven't had much luck with that as a strategy. But I think there's definitely places for this, and I like that there's some auto-fail mitigation in there as well.
Yeah, I like it. I think the very fact it costs 3 XP suggests that this is part of some wild engine that I can't yet comprehend. It's just beyond my powers.
It's an upgrade of a previous card as well, I should mention. I think
I didn't know
people were a
that.
bit narked that the previous one didn't have the if the skill test failed text on it, and it didn't have the blessed trait, and I think it maybe was missing a pip or one of those 2 pips. But I think people were a bit narked that it didn't have the blessed trait, because that immediately meant that it was just survivors, that like anyone who was doing who had blessed trait deck building wasn't able to take this. But anyway, that's nice. Let's move on to the ones you haven't seen.
I could read this one if you like.
Yeah. If you're happy to read it in
I'll read it live, Dave.
Yeah.
You'll see my live reaction to this card, so I absorb it for the very first time. Providential is a 2 XP survivor card with 1 willpower, 1 fight, and 1 question mark. It's innate, it's blessed, and it says, if this skill test is successful, add 1 blessed token to the chaos bag for each damage or horror on you, whichever is less. Who's the himbo who really likes to take damage?
Oh, now
I don't know why I've decided he's a
the rookie cop. Is that the rookie cop? Oh no, you're thinking of Hank. Is it Hank Sampson?
Yeah, I don't know why I've decided he's a himbo. I have no evidence whatsoever that he's stupid. I just like the fact he's a tank suggests to me that. I think people are thirsty for him.
One of my good friends on the Drawn to the Flame Discord, I believe, talks of him in those terms. I shan't out such friends as we're live. But I think it's fair to say you're not the only person who's noticed himbo tendencies in Hank Sampson, and
I think it's
fine.
Literally. I think I'm literally mechanically describing him as a himbo. I feel like, oh, I love to say lots of damage is very sort of.
Yeah.
I always think tanks are a bit himbo, I guess. Yeah, I feel like this would be a good card for him. But does he care very much about blessed tokens is the question. Probably not.
Depends how you build him.
It does indeed.
Yeah. I think that's right. There are several survivors. I mean, I was just referring to survivors who like to take damage. There are several for whom this is a good strategy for putting blessed tokens in the bag. So you've also got Calvin Wright, who starts with 0 stats across the board, and his stats scale as you place damage and horror on him. So if you are running him, you're probably looking to be on getting 5 blessed tokens in the bag if you succeed on this test, which is half of them.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The XP cost seems steep, but again, I think I cannot envision the build, and then presumably they've costed it correctly for the right build.
Yeah. They don't always get it right. I think somebody flagged up that there was another survivor skill that involved putting blesses into the bag that got buffed on the taboo list recently. Maybe in the last one or the one before. But anyway, we shall see. Again, I really like the art on this. It's cool. And shall I do this one?
Yeah, go for it.
We have a 1-cost rogue event with a wild pip called Vamp. It is trick traded, and it is a parlay. Choose an enemy at your location and test any skill 3. If you succeed and you test it, willpower, remove 1 doom from that enemy. Intellect, discover 1 clue at your location. Agility, automatically evade that enemy. If it is non-elite, move it to a connection location. And combat, deal 2 damage to that enemy.
I love this card, Dave. This is great.
I think it's really good, isn't it? It's like it's the biobands of Parlay Arkham, isn't it?
Yeah, cause it's just like really versatile, good value. All of these are good. Like the only one where I find it a little bit underwhelming is discover 1 clue at your location. But like even that, there's often a point in the game where your clue finding person is on the other side of the map and there's a stray clue where you are and you're like, might as well. I won't harp on the there's one tiny weakness in this card. I think that's the wrong thing to do. All of the rest of these are fun and cool. Remove one doom from that enemy is great.
That could be so clutch. That could be amazing.
I feel so. I don't know enough about rogues. I feel like rogues' main ability is almost always agility.
Tends to be, yeah.
So that's probably what's going to get used most often here. And that's good. Automatically evade that enemy and move it away to a different location is really powerful.
Yeah, I think that's a very strong effect.
With certain enemies, it's just like that's certain enemies on the right board state. That's that enemy out of the game, and you don't have to ever worry about it again.
Yeah. Now that you've played the Essex County Express, there's the possibility of using this to send an enemy to a car that's about to be sucked into a big portal in the sky, which is absolutely hilarious. Just go in there, mate. I think there's somebody wanted you. I'm sorry, I can't make a very good portal sucking carriage noise, but that you get the general idea.
Are we to interpret the art of this card to mean that what you're doing in each of these cases is a performance so good that it achieves the suggested effect?
I feel that vamp is a piece of terminology that I don't understand well enough to know what the card is about.
I feel like vamping is like posing.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of voguing.
Voguing is definitely posing. I've heard Sanguine talking about I will vamp for a while, which seems to mean being on a live stream and sort of killing time in an interesting way. I imagine that the character on the card isn't on a live stream.
I mean, she's got a microphone.
She's on stage.
She's on stage, which is why I'm wondering if this is like about doing such an amazing, because we've got this whole theme, this set of rogue cards that seem to be about talking to or tricking or performing for monsters in some way.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is another one that's doing that. And I definitely like the idea that you pull out a mic and do your like type 5 and the monster's so wowed that it reduces the doom level or fucks off somewhere else, or you do such like cutting satire of the monster that it's psychically damaged and takes 2 damage.
It's good. I think I hope that I'm not sure if everyone's watching this at the moment, but if you are watching this and you know what vamping is, please do tell us in the comments. This isn't I'm trying to drum up interaction on a YouTube channel. I'd actually quite like to know, and I think there are probably good, fun, like chats to be had about exactly what so and so is doing to which monster. Because I think there's a lot of latent humor in this card that sadly I'm not able to access at the moment.
Yeah. I think we've got chat turned on this week. We for last week we accidentally set ourselves as a children's channel and had chat turned off.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. I went and checked later. But this week it is turned on, so if people want to chat, they can chat.
Fantastic. Sorry, that every time it's like, is this content specifically made for children?
I mean, I guess
it feels like a trick question every time, and it's really not. It's a really simple, straightforward question.
It makes sense for them to default. No, it doesn't make sense to default to that, because then they'll advertise it at children. And I don't know, Dave.
It would be nice. It would be nice if there was a per channel setting for that, I think. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Should we play some Arkham?
I'd love to play some Arkham.
Me too. I felt that we had a good session before, and
I'm excited for tonight's session. I remember that we left it in a slightly weird place. We left it on a cliffhanger on purpose.
Yeah.
But that also meant leave mid-turn, which we don't usually do.
You're right. What?
And I remember so I think like done something weird, like gotten the encounter cards out and
Yes.
resolved them, but not gotten any further.
Yes. Let's see. I've got an avalanche. That I think hasn't taken me down the mountainside. Ah, the Terror of the Stars, I think, is probably the cliffhanger that we have to contend with. Yeah, look, we're on 0 doom. And so we've just flipped the agenda. The Terror of the Stars has come to pay us a visit in the snow-covered crags. And we have taken our encounter cards but not discarded them. And I think we resolved them. I think we finished the phase, didn't we? Oh dear. Oh dear. We've seem once again to be slightly bothered by the everybody's favourite bug where we can't hear each other. Oh, and there goes Jessica, and that should be back again in a minute. I was really hoping that she wasn't about to claim that we hadn't resolved our encounter cards. I don't want to.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
That's better.
So I was indeed claiming that we may not have resolved our encounter cards, but I don't know the answer either way. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I was just trying to dredge something from my memory. I have an Avery Claypool exhausted in my deck, which suggests to me that I took a test.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
And so, I think I'm pretty sure the mods automatically unexhausts everything.
They do.
So on that basis, I'm going to say that I did take this test, and Avery stopped me from falling down the mountainside because he is a mensch.
Cool. Then let's discard these.
Yep.
And begin our investigator phase.
I'm going to try and reacquaint myself with my hand. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So this fucking thing has got 9 health.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And it chases us down the mountain.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And it hits real hard as well. We don't want to get hit by this thing.
Is it a hunter?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So I have like a version of a plan, but it relies on something I'm not sure either of us can do.
What's that? Evade it?
Yeah.
I'm sure that I can evade it.
We automatically get moved down at the end of the turn. I think so long as one of us has dynamite, as long as we have dynamite and the spare parts, I think that we can like do some horrible things to it next turn. Possibly literally just killing it next turn.
Yeah.
So if you can evade it, I could grab the stuff and maybe try and whack it one.
I can evade it. I could evade it a lot more easily if I had 1 resource. How do I have 0 resources? That
Is
doesn't
this what you
seem.
found?
That doesn't seem like a.
Protect. Is that
What was that? Sorry.
use a ward of protection on something?
Yes. That's. Oh, that's what I. I tell you what. I think I probably. Maybe I used it on my encounter card, and we used over in your test.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Um, right. And how hard does it hit?
Really hard.
Really
Two of
hard.
each.
2 of each. Okay.
If I had a way to give you a resource, I would, but I don't.
I bet you've got loads as well, haven't you? So
I've only got 4 actually.
okay.
But
I could play Faustian Bargain and take an attack of opportunity and then evade it. Probably with success. So that would be a 5.
I could.
Versus 0, 1, 2, 3.
What level are we at, Dave? So what is this
We're
X?
3, I think. Yeah. The first one is level 0. 0, 1, 2, 3.
I could evade it. I'd have to commit a really nice card to it, but I could evade it. I reckon.
I think that would be time well spent.
Cool. Okay, my turn is going to go. Just punch it. It's my first bit of this turn.
Okay. Oh, look, there's your frost token.
There it is. And I failed. Oh well, never mind. Action 2. I did fail, right? Yeah, I definitely failed. Action 2. Shit.
What was action 2?
Oh, so I was fighting it again.
Ah.
So I was going to evade it on action 3. So let's see. I had 4 fight. So I hit it, right? It's got 3 fight.
Have you got 4?
Because I've got 1 from Granny on. Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I could exhaust Granny on to make it so I do have 1 from Granny on.
Yeah.
Let's do that rather than this entire turn getting fucked. Okay. Yes, please. So this is my third action. I will commit neither rain nor snow to make it 7 versus 3. Cool. I'm glad I committed neither rain nor snow. It's evaded.
Right.
For my last action, I think I'll just investigate.
I think you should leave the area.
I will leave the area automatically at the end of the turn.
At the
Terror
end
of
of
the
round.
Stars. By which... But that's okay, right? That's still me starting the next turn in a different location. Is what we care about.
Let's think. My turn is going to look like... Pick up.
Are you going to blow stuff up this turn? I don't think you are. I think we blow up stuff next turn.
I'm going to grab, go. Yeah, so those are my 3 actions. No, that's fine. Feel free.
Cool. So I'm on effectively 5 versus 2. Hey. No, I don't think I will do my elder sign thing. I think I'll just get the clue.
Yep.
Oh, let me check something actually.
What do you want to check?
Oh, fuck. Okay, can I not take that action at all? Because after I move to a location, I return all of my clues to the token pool.
Move to.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's fine as long as they're not back on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this scenario is unusual in that it just cares whether locations are clear, empty of clues or not what happens to the clues after they're gone.
Okay, I've broken the chaos bag. Just give me a sec.
Okay. I think it probably was asking for it.
Really, it's not been that unkind to us actually. Right, over to you.
Okay. So as previously discussed, I will pick up the dynamite. You know what? You could have picked up the spare parts, and I could have picked up the dynamite.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'll pick up the spare parts, and I will.
It doesn't really matter because the spare parts are a like free action. Right?
Picking them up is not a free action.
That's
Using them is a free action. But that's fine. That I actually have a spare action, so I can play Faustian Bargain. Give myself 5. I take it you don't need any resources?
I'm fine. You take them all.
Yeah. I have a plan for these resources, so I will be.
I have literally nothing in my hand to spend them on, and I have an emergency cache if I wanted it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. 1, 2. And the summoned servitor will move up to this location.
Cool. The enemy phase happens, and this enemy is exhausted, so nothing happens. Then the upkeep phase happens. There you are, drawing then.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you. And then it's the end of the round, and we have to move down.
Yes, we do. Yep, so we move to the Mythos phase. 1 doom of 8 now.
This should have ready during the upkeep phase, right?
Yes.
There we go. I'll take my card. Unless you want to go first, I'll take my card.
No, you have to go first, actually. It's unlike the investigation phase, the order of drawing cards is predetermined. It's lead investigator, then around the table.
See, I've heard it's whatever the order of play was in the previous round, which would also be me first. But
it's player order, but player I think is how it's phrased. But that is determined by who is the lead investigator, and then clockwise.
Cool. So I've got Hanging on the Edge, which is a hazard. Revelation test 3 agility. If you fail, take 2 damage. Lose control of each okay, no, it's much better that I have this than you do. Mm-hmm. Lose control of each expedition asset you control, placing it at your location, and move to the location directly below you. I don't think it's the end of the world if I fail this.
It's definitely better if you don't, but it's not the end of the world.
It is better if I don't, undoubtedly. But my choices for how to not fail it. I don't think I want to commit a neither rain nor snow to this, is what I'm saying. But I am going to be testing at evens. Admittedly, with Granny on in my pocket to help if I need her.
I didn't realise that the dynamite exhausts. We should definitely have arranged to be using that last turn.
Yes, that's fair. We should have arranged that.
Not to
but we
worry.
didn't.
It's done now.
Okay. Are you going to give me a token? Token back?
Not like that. Come on. That's not what we meant.
I think we should probably save Avery Claypool.
Save him for the second one. If there is a second one. Hey, there we go. Okay. Come on, Avery. Step right up.
Do we even do that though? Because I think unless it's a 0 or a +1. Yeah, do it. Do it, because otherwise it's an auto fail. Oh, fuck's sake. You put that in there, Dave.
That
It's
is
all your
true.
fault.
That is true.
Okay. I don't have any expedition resources. So, I mean, the good news is that
you
I
get
think...
to draw another token after the curse token.
Shit. Okay. I definitely lost.
Yeah. Oh. Go and drag that curse token out. Hang on. Has that... No, that is not being so clever that it's automatically moved itself. Wow.
Oh dear.
Guardian Elder Thing. When you deal damage to Guardian Elder Thing, for each point of damage dealt, discard the top card of your deck. Draw each weakness discarded this way. Okay. That's not as bad as it might seem.
Okay. I could come and evade it fairly easily.
There's no need.
Okay. I'll
Thank
let you
you.
sort it out then.
Thank you.
Do you want to take your turn first? And I'll... Because it sounds like you're going to be doing a lot of stuff involving monsters.
Yeah.
And then I'll come and do whatever's necessary to try and mitigate the fact that we won't kill both. We'll kill both of these this time.
So I'm going to play Power Word onto the Guardian Elder Thing. So that cost me 3. And that's fast. No. Okay. And then I am going to give it the go and distract. Oh, let's see. Is it equal? No, it's not. Damn you. Damn your black soul, Terror of the Stars. The distract doesn't work because the evade value of the Guardian Elder Thing is higher than the evade value of the Terror of the Stars. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, I think what we want to, nonetheless, I'll still do it. Not least because, what's the point of having this stupid card on my deck if I don't go ordering monsters around a mountain when I get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
I will instead use the go and cower commands. Send it here and evade it.
Meaning it's one of the things that will get hit by your dynamite this turn.
Indeed. So that's action 1. Action 2, bada boom, bada bing. We are dynamiting that location.
Yay!
So 3 damage to each enemy investigator at their location. Happily, the summon servitor is neither, so S is just not at all perturbed by all that dynamite in its face, which is cute. Sadly, it doesn't do the thing that I really wanted, which is to kill, to evade, exhaust the Terror of the Stars. How many damage have we got on it now? 4?
Yeah, 4.
4. Yeah. Okay.
I'm considering what to do with my turn. I think it would be good if the Terror of the Stars stayed where it was.
I agree.
So I'm tempted to just go up there and be the thing that it attacks this turn up there rather than moving down. Because I think I'm going to... Either it moves down and I tank the damage, or I move up there and tank the damage. I guess there are...
I think I could tank the damage, and I think I could probably make it stay there.
Stay one location up?
Yeah, I think so.
You've not used all your actions, or have you?
I have 2 actions left.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, power word is first.
3.
Let me try, and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking you don't want to be up there because you're the one with the dynamite. We want to throw dynamite test it again next time without blowing. Oh, you're going to get moved down
I'm going to knock down whatever.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking about it, I'll just exhaust the spare parts and replenish the dynamite. Let's do this. Action 2, I am going to use the Scroll of Prophecies. Draw 3 cards and discard 1. Okay, one of them is the Kelly Lee, which means I discard 1 random card from my hand. And then after that, I'll have to discard 1 more, which won't be random. So let's be so happy if it's the weakness. Be so happy if it's the weakness. Come on, 1 in 8. 1 in 8. Here we go. Oh no, that's absolutely the worst possible option. That's just ruined literally everything.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh, you son of a... Yeah, so that was the card that I was about to use to...
Yeah.
Because I was just going to put it there and just... Anyway. Dexter attempts some cool sleight of hand, trips over his sword cane and falls headfirst into the snow. And has literally nothing else good to do with his last action. I still need to discard a card as well after that. Absolute shit show.
What's making you discard the second card?
So I used Scroll of Prophecies, expecting that I was about to bump it out of play this turn with my ability, and therefore wanting to get a bit of value out of it. That was my thinking behind that.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Anyway, Kelly Lee cards. They're horrible. Who knew?
Yeah, they're really horrible.
Yeah. I didn't believe you, Jessica, when you kept saying that, and now I really do. And I'm prevaricating because I don't want to throw away on the cards. It will be the Lucky Cigarette case, I think. So you're expecting to go and evade it?
I'm not going to evade it. I might try and evade it, actually. Yeah, probably evading it is better than the other thing I could do. So I could also just go up to it and tank the damage. I think we kill it next turn.
I hope so. I will draw a card. Okay, that's useful. And I will. The summon servitor is going to investigate the snow-covered crag. And get a clue. So that's nice.
Cool.
And I think, not that it matters very much, that I should have lost those 2 clues that I already have.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for either of our builds, but
Yeah.
technically we do lose them.
And that's my turn. Ooh. Oh, something bad should have happened when I threw the dynamite at the Guardian Elder thing.
What should it have been?
It should have been that I discarded 3 cards, one of which would have been that Kelly card. And I'm not going to retcon it, Jessica. I'm not going to retcon it, but I need to discard 3 cards. And had I played correctly, so the Guardian Elder thing's ability reads: when you deal damage to Guardian Elder thing, for each point of damage dealt, discard the top card of your deck. Draw each weakness discarded this way. So
it would have done it anyway.
It would have done it anyway. I'm just going to discard the 3 cards, which was my plan when I thought that it was good for me. Okay, that's a card I would have loved to have. Never mind. That would also be nice. And that is my weakness. Thanks for that.
Okay. I'm definitely moving up this turn.
Yep.
So let's do that. And then I have to discard 3 cards on the top of my deck.
Moving on up now.
That's actually not a bad one to have in my discard. Oh, of course, there's one of those. Oh, shit.
Why do you have to discard 3 cards from your deck?
Because that's what happens when you move
drifts.
to the Deep Drifts.
Okay, that's actually
discard an asset. It's probably going to be this flashlight, as much as that sucks.
I think
Granny Orn's just a bit too good. Okay.
That was your first action, right?
Yep. Second action. Fine. Second action, I'll move up here and exhaust Granny Orn.
Yeah.
I think it's probably worth doing double evade on this thing rather than trying to punch it at all. I could always do evade punch if the evade works.
I think. Did you fail a test in the Mythos phase?
I did, yes. Yeah, that's why I was all the way down where I was.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So I'm not going to commit cards to this. I'm 5 versus 3. Yes, I am 5 versus 3.
That's a -4. If you fail, the nearest Elder Thing enemy moves once towards you. If it's engaged with you, it attacks.
This isn't an Elder Thing enemy. This is an Elder Thing enemy. But it
moves once towards you, and you can't, because it's in the same location and it's not engaged with you, so it doesn't attack you. So that's good.
Okay. So I failed the first time. Okay. I failed the second time as well. Okay.
Oh dear. So it's going to attack both of us then.
Why would it attack you?
Because it's massive.
But you're in a different location.
That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to attack both of us.
Okie dokie, it's going to attack me, and then I'm going to move down the mountain.
Yeah.
Enemy phase, it attacks me.
Yep.
Granny on, you can take 2 of these for me. Then I've got to take. Ugh. Okay. Now it's starting to get a little bit risky. The amount of damage I have on me.
Don't worry, I have a very special drink in my backpack that you are going to enjoy partaking of.
Great. And then we do the upkeep phase. Fuck off! Whatever you are. Fine, I'll take a horror. Jesus. Every turn. Like, I don't know. It's not as if my actions have caused this. I'm not reaping what I sow. Anyway. Okay.
I need to discard a card, which I'm not happy about at all. That's a really tough call. I actually want all of the cards in my hand, except for ones that I'm not allowed to discard. Right, let's see. Am I going to use this? Press 1. I think I have to discard the cold vest pocket. Let's it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. To the Mythos phase?
Yes, please.
2 of 8.
Hello. Elder Thing Scavenger. It's a 3/3. Forced. After Elder Thing Scavenger attacks you, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Draw to weakness. Discarded this way. Okay. Your turn.
Yep. I think you should evade that. This is an observation. Okay, so I've got -2 willpower, so I just need to remember that I need to get rid of that bastard thing in order to do some other things. Okay, so I think step 1, as ever, is dynamite the bastards. Right? It's the obvious. Yeah. It's the obvious step. It's the righteous step. If in doubt, chuck some high explosives at the situation and hope that it works. So 3 damage all round. The Guardian Elder thing shuffles off this mortal coil.
And you take 1 damage, unfortunately. You discard 1 card.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. But anyway, I do discard 1 card. The power word comes back, also gets discarded at the same time. And how many is the Terror of the Stars on now?
It'll be on 7 after this, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So I was supposed to exhaust that when I did that. So my good stat is kind of gone, but never mind. Really, really wish I had another sword cane. So I've got 2 actions. I can move. I can probably fight. And I'm 1 resource below what I need to put my big gun into play and shoot Terror of the Stars. Is that right? And I threw away my little gun, which in retrospect was a bad idea.
It's a shame.
Yeah, that would have been cool, right? Because I would have gone with 3, 4. Would have been a bit marginal, but anyway. Can't do very much. Well, hang on, let's have a look. So I'm with a cult scraps in my hand. I am at 2 willpower. So if I used Azure Flame, I would be 2 versus 3. And then if... Oh no, hang on. I'm at 3 willpower. So it'd be 3 versus 3. It'd be evens. If I commit Guts to it, I would be 4-5 versus 3. It's not great.
What's sapping your... Oh, that's what's sapping your willpower.
Yeah, this weakness. Do you have any willpower icons or anything you can commit to a test?
I have neither rain nor snow, if it would be vital. It's the only one in my hand, so I'm a little bit anxious about using it.
Okay, you also have Running Orn, don't you?
I do.
You're not at my location though, and you wouldn't be.
I mean, I am right now, but I wouldn't
be if I
moved
moved up there to do some damage.
Yeah. So that means I can't use cards either.
So this would be the perfect time to sleight of hand my massive machine gun into play and to shoot at the Terror of the Stars. And I think I remember losing both of those sleight of hands earlier in the scenario and being very upset about it. And this is exactly why.
I mean, I can try and evade this thing 3 times this turn.
Yeah.
If the third attempt looks like it, if I've not succeeded after the first 2 times, I probably will just commit and either rain nor snow to it and like kind of force the issue. That is an alternative. It's not completely chaos bag proof, but it's got a very good chance of succeeding.
So I think I need to try this at 2 up and hope. Well, how keen are you for me to heal you? Is the other question.
Quite keen. I'm like 1 hit from this thing and a stroke of bad luck away from literally dying.
Okay.
And I think we can. I also need to evade. I need to evade this thing this turn or kill it.
Evade it if you can.
I'll do my best, but that then is probably going to be what my turn spent on, is evading this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to have to kill it at some point because it's a hunter.
Kill it or persuade it.
Yeah,
it seems reasonable. Yeah, that's the enemy that I wish I'd drawn last turn, because that could have come up here, evaded the Terror of the Stars for us, and be like wrecking merry hell on our behalf. Anyway,
why can't you do that now? Does it have to? Can you only use it?
It has to be. The enemy has to be at my location.
The enemy is currently at your location.
Oh,
the same location.
That's cool. So the question then becomes, I can use one of my actions, sending the Elder Thing Scavenger up to evade the Terror of the Stars, right? It's distract, automatically evade any enemy at this enemy's location with an equal or lower evade value than this enemy. So it would go up there, distract it, then it would come back and hit one of us. So one of us would lose 3 cards if that happens. But we would have the Terror of the Stars evaded. Alternatively, I can go up and take a test at either 2 or 3 up that will kill off the Terror of the Stars.
I recognise that you would like to be the one to kill off the Terror of the Stars. I think how wording this and sending it up to evade the thing is definitely the more, like, the safer of the 2 options. And we can just kill the Terror of the Stars next turn with Dynamite. And we would also kill that other thing with Dynamite in the same action.
Yeah. I could leave it there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I think that's the way. So I've Dynamite action 1. Power word onto that as my second action. God, this deck is resource hungry. This deck is very, very resource hungry. But anyway, I put power word onto the other thing, Scavenger. It's my second action, and not as an action, significantly. I then activate power word to make it go and distract the Terror of the Stars. Actually, it does exhaust both of them. Oh, no, that exhausts the Terror of the Stars, but not it. Yeah.
I think that's 2 actions. Reading power word.
Yes, but I have Tongue Twister activated, so when I parley with it, I can give up to 2 different commands. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So yeah, you're right. The base customized power word is just 1 per action, but this is 2, and then I will activate it again to give the cower command, and it will be exhausted. And so those are my 3 actions. I will also.
Can I rules lawyer you again?
Yeah, of course.
Can you make an enemy that's not at your location cower?
Yes. Because I have the bonded ability. So I can activate the parley ability on power word from up to 1 location away from the attached enemy.
Hooray.
You might remember our fun with Ice and Death, where I told you an incorrect rules interpretation because I was so sad that I couldn't activate this from location away. Now I can, and I have. Yes.
Hooray.
Cool. The Summon Servitor is going to move to our location. Because Daddy Dexter wants a bit of a carry. He's feeling tired. And I'm also going to use my ability to boot Scroll of Prophecies out of play and put Cult's Wraps into play.
Cool.
And that's my turn.
Great. Well, rather sorted out all of our problems in 1 turn, Dave. I know I shouldn't sound so irritated about it. All right, I will finally get Drawing Thin onto the board.
Cool. I approve of that.
Oh, this is going to be... Actually, I don't need to fail it just to draw 2 cards, and drawing 2 cards for an action is fine. Unless they're both particularly league cards, which isn't impossible. So I draw the 2 cards first. No, I don't. I draw 1 card. It's 1 card or 2 resources. I'm just going to investigate, ideally failing this investigation. It's 3 versus 3. Phew, I don't have an expedition assets. That's fine. And I do fail that, don't I? Yes. So that was my first 2 actions. I've got 2 more actions. Don't really know what to do with them. I might just draw cards.
I think that's a good idea.
Draw a card and play a flashlight. There we go.
Cool. The enemy phase. All of the enemies are evaded. Exhausted.
The upkeep phase happens.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Mythos phase?
Egg. So 3 of 8. We've got this one, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically 5 rounds to kill this, clear the mountainside, and get to the summit.
I think we can do it. I think we're going to kill both of these on the very first action next turn. They should be refreshed. Game. Let's do Mythos phase.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Okay, and then I get white out. Okay. Well, that definitely suggests that we ought to leave. And that definitely suggests we ought to leave. So that's nice.
I think you should go first, Dave, and I think you should blow up these monsters.
I agree. So for my first trick, I am indeed going to blow up these monsters. Boom.
I would suggest not doing the spare parts, Dave.
No, why not?
Just in case because it's the last thing on it, and you might want it for some other asset.
Do you have an asset in mind that takes supplies?
You've got assets out that take supplies.
Really?
Don't you?
These are charges.
They're charges. Do you not have anything that takes supplies?
Avery Claypool is the only thing I have that takes supplies.
I've got flashlight. I'm just aware that there's no actual benefit to doing it right now when you could do it at any point and we lose an option.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. The benefit is that I can use that asset. I can bump when spare parts is empty. I can use my ability to bump it off. But I can just exhaust it, use it, and then bump it off at the time I want to use it. So I think you make a good point.
Cool.
I believe that I did take the.
Yes, you did.
The supply off that. So the Terror of the Stars, please tell me, is dead.
Yeah, it's definitely dead. It was on 7.
Yeah.
This takes it up to 10, which is enough to kill it.
7 of 9.
It goes
in the victory display.
I
should hope so.
This goes in the discard.
Yeah. There we go. That's the victory display.
I imagine you might want to loiter on one of these mountainsides.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why do you imagine that?
Through things that I don't know. There are things that I don't know that suggest that you would want to loiter and do something.
You might well think so. I couldn't possibly comment. I'm actually not planning to. I think we need to get up.
Okay.
The Summon Servitor is going to try and move, and it's going to carry me to the snow-covered crag, or is it? And we'll find out when I fail the test on Through the Ice. So what am I on 2? And I have to beat a 2.
You're on 1 because of whiteout.
Oh yeah, okay. I do indeed fail the test. That's the level of the location. So we're on 2, so that's a -2.
Yeah, that takes you down to 0.
Okay, so that gets cancelled. 1 damage on horror. Look at that. Just check the text on the summon servitor. So that's after it moves. Yeah, so that's it moves as its action. After it moves, I may move to that location as well. So that gets cancelled. So the servitor still moves. I don't. For my second my action, I'm going to move there. I am going to use all of my assets are exhausted. I don't think that's relevant. Oh, I suppose Claypool's the one that's most relevant, isn't it? I am going to use my ability to bump Cult Scraps out of play, bump Azure Flame into play, which cost me 2. And then I'm going to move into the mountainside.
Sure.
Yeah. After Windswept Path is revealed, if it is at level 0, place 1 clues per investigator on it. After you move to Windswept Path from the location below, place 1 clue on it.
So it's going to end up with 2 clues on it unless we keep having to go back to it.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But
sorry,
that's
it's been a long
fine.
week, as I have mentioned. Yep, that is fine.
I might even be able to do it this turn.
Cool. I think that was my third action, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Dynamite, move as my own action, move here. Yeah, second move here. Okay, cool.
I don't think I care enough about doing a drawing thin this turn to risk any actions on it. I think I'm just going to move up.
Yeah,
when I move up, it'll
get the hell out
exhaust.
of here kind of stage. Oh yeah, everything is exhausted.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. But as I say, I think I can get both clues off there this turn. So this is action 2.
Okay, I'll pop another clue on the location.
So action 3, I have 4 book. It's not great. Four versus 2 is okay. Let's do it.
Are you using that? Cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, you get 2 clues if it works.
If it works. So this. Or should I do this? No, I'm not going to do this. If I. No, this is my third action, so I do get the extra bonus. Sorry. Stellar maths.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Cool.
We get both clues.
Hooray.
I had Granny on as a backup as well.
I don't think
no,
so.
I didn't. No, I didn't. She's exhausted.
You do still get her static bonus, though, don't you?
Yes. But it doesn't matter because I passed it anyway.
Hooray.
Great. So we're going to win next turn.
I hope so. Unless something nasty happens in between now and the next investigation phase, which I'm reliably informed is never the case with this game. Should we do the upkeep phase?
Yes, let's. Okay, we're not going to move up straight away.
Oh, man.
Particularly card has put a thing back. Got to be nearly through them now.
Maxine Newman!
Right. And the Mythos phase, we are on what, 4? out of 8.
Mm-hmm. Like most vapors. Oh. I can't advise you on this, Jessica.
I know.
I can provide the factual information that there are 12 cards in the Kelly deck.
I'm so sick of them, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm going to lose 2 actions.
I'm with you.
I think we can. I think we'll still be okay. I'm just so fucking sick of them.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Oh, man. I'll tell you. Snowfall. Place 2 clues on your location from the token pool. Oh.
Okay.
So much for winning this turn. 1, 2. That goes. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I reckon. So I've only got 2 action. I've only got 1 action, actually. I might turn it into 2 by deliberately failing. At least then, if I'm going to investigate, I can investigate without the -1 penalty from a quick learner. So I'm going to draw it then.
Mm-hmm.
To draw a card. Cool. So I now have +3 versus 3. I'm going to reduce the shroud by 2 using the flashlight. So it's 3 versus 1. What do you do? Cool. I get a clue off here.
That's cool. I've realised a stupid thing that I've done.
What have you done?
The summon servitor takes up an ally and arcane slot. So in my last turn with my ability, I played an Azure Flame into an arcane slot. Are you okay for me to retcon having done that?
Yeah, but that means your occult scraps comes back out, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's an annoyance, but I can boot it out at a time of my choosing. Yeah. I can boot out at a time of my choosing, so that's back in my hand. And I will pretend that never happened. So you got a clue?
I got a clue. There are 2 clues left. Sorry, I should have cleared that up.
So I think you want to be healed, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will use my ability this turn with a Hallowed Chalice. I will boot Occult Scraps out of play. I'll start with my investigations though. So Summon Servitor is going to investigate Snow-Covered Crags at a 4 versus 2. Really hope this works. Oh, piss off. Okay, it doesn't work. Which is annoying, but never mind. I think that whiteout has gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of tidying the board up, I will use Clairvoyance on a current location. So I get +2 willpower, so that's 7. versus 3.
3.
And I'll just do that. Yeah. That's 4 up. So that's 1. Ah. Okay. I'll investigate again. Again, using clairvoyance. And this time I'll commit guts to the test. Now I'm in 9 versus 3.
Cool. Yay!
I also get a draw of lucky cigarette case.
You do.
Yeah. So that's nice. And a draw for the lucky. Also good. 6, 8. Okay. And then my third action, I will use the hallowed chalice. I'll put a doom on it. And you will heal 2 damage and 2 horror. Oh no, it's 2 damage or 2 horror. Sorry.
Cool.
2
I'll just heal the 2 damage.
And 2 would be insanely good. Yeah.
It would. Although you are paying a doom for it, but I guess you've got some way of getting rid of that.
I do. He says, not having at all thought about the actual resource cost of putting something into play. I'm sure this will be fine, Jessica. I can't think of anything that could possibly go wrong here.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Upkeep.
Let's. Okay, good. Okay, I will discard my spare servitor, I think.
Did you get these last 2 clues?
Yes, I did. Yeah, sorry. I had a successful clairvoyance the second time around.
Yeah.
No. That's what we want.
Okay, Mythos.
5 of 8. Well, 6 of 8 with the
6 of 8.
chalice.
Okay. Okay. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to exhaust. Hang on. Yes, I'm going to exhaust Granny on to make it so that I don't fail.
Sounds good. Okay. I have got hanging on the edge, which I am almost certainly going to fail.
Do you want to not have that?
As in not have it fail?
Do you want to just not have it in front of you anymore? Do you feel like you're almost certainly going to fail it? I think it would be worth not having it.
It is not a treachery in play, sadly.
Oh, really?
I'm afraid not. No, it needs to be attached to a location.
Okay.
It's the through the ices of this world that ability targets.
And presumably ones that live in your threat area for a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you for the offer. It's much appreciated. Yeah.
Would you like me to? How much are you definitely going to fail this? Is the question.
I am 1 down already. Is how much I'm going to fail it, and I am not planning. I could commit a card and be at evens. I could commit 2 cards and be 1 up. I think I'd probably still fail anyway, and I would definitely rather not commit at least one of those cards.
I think this is quite bad. I would be willing to give you neither rain nor snow for it. And that way, not only are you likely to succeed, but even if you fail, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
You'd lose all your expedition assets, which we could need. You'd move a location, and you'd take 2 damage. So I feel like that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, all of those things. I think the worst thing about all of that is that if I came back to the windswept path, we'd put a clue on it. I suppose you could go up to the summit without me.
We then wouldn't get the victory point for the place at the end if we haven't.
Yeah, that would be really annoying, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, my intuition says that we should.
Okay, cool.
Do this.
So that's a +3. So
it also just doesn't matter because all of the bad effects will be cancelled.
Yeah, cool. So I won't bother committing anything to it because if I fail,
but yeah, don't.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
You may return an asset from your player to your hand, then draw a card. Cool. I think that was the only token I could have.
Could have won with.
Yeah, could have won with.
Do you want to return the hallowed chalice to your hand and get rid of the doom?
Actually, I don't.
Okay.
I think I probably want the option to bump it out of play.
So does that mean you're going to return nothing to your hand?
I think so. I mean, maybe that. I mean, that, mind you, that's to go, isn't it? Yeah, you can go. Got.
Can't you bump Clairvoyance out of play now? It's got no charges on it.
I can, yeah, yeah. Maybe I will return the Hallowed Chalice to my hand. Just
so for backseat.
No. It's I think it's what we're about, isn't it? Like discussing what the best plays are and that kind of thing. I think like that's.
Yeah, I think so. I'm also aware it can be an incredibly annoying thing for someone to do. Maybe you should do this instead.
No. It's appreciated. It's a difficult decision, which is why I'm mostly being silent. I'm trying to think through the possible decision trees that I might encounter this term. Having done that, I suggest that you go to the summit first, if I may.
Yes, I was going to suggest that I do that myself. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the summit. Let's do it. Hello.
Clues on the summit can only be discovered by investigating. When the summit is revealed, add 1 frost token to the chaos bag. Resign.
Okay.
Add each expedition asset you control to the victory display. Turn all of your clues to the token pool. Victory 1. Did these have victory as well? I don't know. Maybe not. Wow. Imagine if we'd collected all of the bits and pieces in Ice and Death. There could be like 8 odds victory points, additional victory points. I assume we're going to get victory points for each of our expedition assets. We've lugged up this godforsaken hill.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Point out, while we should probably try and get these clues, it doesn't actually say we need to in order to resign.
No, we don't need to. I feel like we probably can.
I feel like we can, but also, yeah, I think we can. But it feels, I almost feel like they forgot to write it on there because this feels like a weird ending. It's just be like, yeah, we'll stay up here and investigate for like 2 or 3 turns when we like kind of in complete safety because we can resign whenever we want. And try and like bump up 1 extra victory point. It's a little bit similar to how I ended that that scenario the other week where we were just like dawdling.
I'm gonna add a frost token to the chaos bag.
Cool.
Because that's the kind of sick bastard I am. Yeah, I think I suspect you may be right. I Let's try and do it anyway. I think we've probably got enough time.
Yeah, but like I have to interpret the cards as they're written, and the cards very much say
Yeah, yeah,
that you don't have to do it. You can just resign when you get here.
yeah.
So that was action 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to fail an action this turn? Yeah, I do, because then I get 2 actions that are at +1. So let's do a drawing then. Investigate. Making it fucking maths. I'm just going to pull the token first, because if it's something huge, I don't need to do these maths. That's a curse token. Cool. I failed. I didn't need to do it. I didn't need to do any maths. I didn't need to do any maths.
And that in itself is, is a moral victory, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I should have drawn my card first, though. Hello.
Which card should you have drawn?
My card from drawing thin. I should have technically drawn it before I did the test. It's a Takia Lee card that says I lose an action, so I lost the action. But that's
man.
Okay, it's actually fine. No, it's not fine. It's still extremely annoying. So I now only have 1 action. However, it is my 3rd action. So I get +1, +2. I have 4 book.
Intellect.
It's called book, Dave. Book is the thing that I have 4 of. And I'm going to use this copy of Winging It to make it a 4 versus 2. Yeah.
Do you want to use resourceful and pull look what I found out of the discard pile?
Yes.
Cool.
To make this a 5 versus 2. Well, shit.
Oh. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go away, annoying little monsters. Fuck off, all of you. I've had enough of your nonsense. You see my problem?
Yeah, I'm going to manually just get rid of these, but that's quite enough of your nonsense. Thank you very much.
That was going to be such a good turn as well. Never mind. Okay. Let's move on. At least I can use Winging It again next time. That's a good thing.
Yes. Can you? Oh, because it didn't succeed.
It didn't succeed. I'm pretty certain that's what it says.
Oh no! If you play it, check into deck. Sorry.
Fine.
Sorry.
Okay.
I am going to start off by the summon servitor investigating the snow-covered crag.
Why is he so curious about that snow-covered crag, David? It's got no clues on it. What possible point could there be?
I'm not at liberty to divulge.
I don't understand why you're wasting important action.
Here we go. Oh, you absolute pissing fucking bastard. Oh, fuck right off. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Tablet token. Okay, so the spare parts is here now. Okay, that's just where it is. I should have just moved it last turn, right? That's the sad truth. I could have moved it and taken a test this turn at 3 up. And I thought, well, I'll just have it hang around. Might get lonely down there in the deep drifts. Who wants that? Yada yada yada. Okay, so oh, I thought
Can you
just
hear me now, Dave?
yeah, I can hear you. Could you not
Cool.
hear me?
You couldn't hear me before.
Oh, right, sorry.
I was pointing out that you were 3 up for that test
Tell me why.
because that test you were using willpower, right?
No, the summon servitor
Okay.
uses intellect. I
Okay.
wish that I had been, but I was not.
Cool. So was
Uh,
it just a 2 versus 2, was it?
4 versus 2. It's stats basically for the abilities as you activate. It's 4 versus 2. Um, so I will. God, this feels awful. Take a resource. Bump 1 clairvoyance out of play. To put another clairvoyance into play. 3 resources. I will investigate this location. This time using willpower.
A 7 versus
3.
3, right?
I'm going to commit the Hallowed Chalice to the test. So 8 versus 3. Fuck off. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to discard this blasted millstone that's been hanging around my neck all fucking scenario. Just in time for my deck to shuffle and draw the bastard thing again, no doubt. Anyway, there, off it goes. And I'm going to pick up the spare parts. And boy, oh boy, am I going to make a grumpy face as I do it.
Okay, those were our turns, I think.
Hang on. I didn't spend an action for the...
For the servitor or for the install. So yeah, you do have an action left.
and I'll use that to come and join you.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. Here we are at the summit. What can possibly go wrong? What a lovely view. Upkeep phase?
Yeah. Right. Not a Tequila Lee card, which I'm thrilled about. Not a terribly useful card, but also not a Tequila Lee card.
Mythos phase.
Mythos phase.
6 of 8.
Okay. Okie dokie. Antarctic Wind. Revelation attached to the nearest location without a copy of Antarctic Wind. Investigator attached at the attached location cannot play cards or draw cards from their deck. Does that mean I also can't alter fate to get rid of it?
Yes, I think so.
Fine.
Stays for a round.
Okay.
Okay. And I draw Rise of the Elder Things. And you better believe that I'm going to play Ward of Protection and cancel that motherfucker. Because I'm not even going to read the text on that, but I know that it's something that I don't want to be doing with. Because I think
at this point in the game, it would definitely deny us this. It would probably deny us this victory point.
I think so, yeah. And I like victory points. So yeah. Take 1 horror, spend 1 resource, and cancel it. Shall I go first?
Sure. I think I'm literally just going to spam investigate.
Yeah.
I might have to investigate 1 less time if you manage to get a lot of resources off him.
I will clairvoyance once. So 7 versus 3. Oh, you're kidding me. The Arctic wind means I can't play water protection.
It says you can't play cards. I don't consider you to be playing a card if you. Border protection. Fuck. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yep. Come back here. Let's read you. Okay, now. Okay. Find the topmost Elder Thing enemy in the discard. Encounter discard pile and spawn it engaged with you. Each Elder Thing enemy currently engaged with you gets +1 fight and +1 evade till the end of the round. Gain surge for puts no enemies into play. Okay. Right. So the topmost is that beetle looking one, wasn't it? The scavenger.
Yeah.
Cockroach. The one with the big cockroach vibes.
Quite an annoying one as well. It's got some irritating numbers on it.
333. And with this, it's 434. How much damage and horror can you take, Jessica?
Quite a bit. I could engage that off you if you want.
I think it's time to get it's time to get I'm taking you all down with me. I think I'm just gonna dynamite all of us.
Okay. I mean, I like it. I think it's dangerous. But okay.
So we've got basically this round and the next round.
Yeah. And at some point in these rounds, we just, if we've not gotten all the clues, we just spend an action to resign. Probably the last action of the game. So I think I think it is dangerous. You never know when something's going to just force you to take 2 damage. But I have got a little bit of soak on Granny Orn. Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's the only way that dealing with this is going to not take up the whole of my turn. And I have the ability to take 4 clues off this location.
Cool, let's do it.
And I think probably if I can't take 4 clues off this location this round, we're unlikely to clear it and resign by the end of the next round.
Yeah. Okay, do it.
Okay.
Blast up.
So I will use the dynamite. I take an attack of opportunity for it, I think. But I do use the dynamite. Everything takes 3 damage. Including the other thing, scavenger. Thank you, goodbye. Okay. And then I'm going to use clairvoyance twice. So that puts me on 7 versus 3. Yeah.
Yay.
Success. And I'll just use the other one right now. Again, 7 versus 3. That's a success. Cool. So that's the 4 clues. And that actually should be those should be the only clues that I have, right?
Yeah. Not that it matters, but
Not that it matters, but
I'm quite glad actually that we're not okay. I will investigate at a -1. Yeah. Hopefully not get kicked down the mountain. When it says I can't play cards, does that mean I can't commit cards either?
no, committee's not playing. And I think my ability as well is not. Oh no, my ability is bad.
I'm going to do this so that I'm at +1. Am I going to do that? I'm worried about the cultist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to move to a location directly below me, so it would feel better to be at a +1 because then that eliminates any chance of that happening.
Do you want to
I
use
could
the
also use
flashlight as well?
I could do that. Thing is, my ideal thing to happen is for me to fail this test, and then I guess that's not the ideal thing to happen. If I'm going to fail a test, I'd like it to be this one, and then like pour all of my resources into like tests 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the importance of not falling down the mountain is just high enough. So I'm going to do this at a +1.
Yep. Cool.
What are those numbers, Dave? Is that a minus?
It's a -1 and a +1, so that's a sum total of 0.
It's 2 -1s. That's a -1, and
Oh
that's
yeah, sorry. It's
so.
been a long week, Jessica. But you are
Yeah.
correct on the maths.
All right, let's use Granny on and just turn that into a success. I sadly don't get to draw a card because of the wins, but I have succeeded at one of the 3 tests.
Really is an ill wind, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. I'm now at evens. I'm going to change it to a +2 by spending a resource off here.
How'd you spend it? Oh, from flashlight.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is failure, however.
-4.
Not one that I care about, but it is a failure. Go away, all of you. I will do that.
It was the frost
again.
token you pulled out first, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I should probably have said something. So it's my third of 4 actions.
Yeah.
So
let's consider clay pooling any more frost tokens that come out.
Yeah. I will now be at a 4 versus 1 on this test. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Okay. At least that doesn't actually do anything. There's nothing I can do about that. Ugh, fine. That's empty now. So this will just be a 4 versus 3. Cool. Fail. That's my turn.
Okay.
There is 1 clue left.
Upkeep phase. Oh, prick. Okay, fine. Whatever. Be like that. See if I care. That's what happens when I get excited and want to play both signatures in my deck. There's a lot of weaknesses.
So we're on 7 of 8.
Yeah.
We've just got to get 1 clue and then we can leave. Mythos. Okay, we can't talk about this, but I will describe it. Revelation. Draw the top card of the Tequila deck and resolve its effect. Shuffle it into any investigator's deck instead of placing it onto the bottom of the Tequila deck. If no Tequila weakness is drawn by this effect, dumps the unspeakable gains to search. Cool. All right. Is that shuffle in? Okay. Do I want to do that? Sorry, Dave. It's going in your deck.
I was hoping you weren't going to say that, because I don't know what the rules are on shuffling into decks that don't have any cards in them. And oh well, that's true.
That's a good question. My intuition was it would just become the one card that's in your deck, and we're leaving this turn anyway.
I think no, put it in. I think you need to, because if for some
If I
take
something
another
makes me draw it, I die.
Yeah.
And
I mean, something makes you draw
is that
it.
the,
Granny
is
Orn
that the right
does,
one?
but
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah, I forgot it's only Granny on. Yeah, it's going in my deck.
Okay.
Yeah, if I've only got to worry about long term rather than short term, it's definitely going in my deck. That was technically us discussing it, but
I mean,
let's
it
move
was
on. Let's pretend
there was a
that
rules question involved.
there
I shouldn't have
was.
said the thing about Granny Orn. Put it in my deck. But I did give you the
Yeah,
direction.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You that bit of information changed my decision. I think we have
Yeah.
to live with the fact that I might be making the wrong decision.
That's
There
fine.
you go.
That's fine. Darkness, my old friend. I've come to walk with you again. Would you like to go first, Jessica?
Yeah.
And now that we can talk about things, I recommend that you use the old keyring.
Yeah, I think so. Action 1, play the old keyring. Action 2, I will do a whole bunch of stellar math. I'm getting +1 from here, bring me up to 3. This is reducing the shroud by 2. So it's 3 versus 1. I am going to just let this one ride.
Should we cancel him?
Yeah, go on. Okay.
That's a -3.
To -3. So what did we say? That I was a 3 versus 1.
I think so.
So Granny Orn.
Granny Orn's going to win us the game. Yes, yes.
Yay!
Go, Granny. Super Gran.
And then I'm going to resign.
I think you should. And I'm going to discard Yaztaroth.
I'm going to watch me resign. Whee! Wow.
Oh my gosh!
At the end of this,
we slide down the other side of the mountain on sledges, whooping with joy. As I'm sure that's exactly what the scenario ending text says. Should we read the scenario ending text?
Please, let's.
Are you happy? Oh no, hang on.
Oh.
No, we don't flip the act, do we? Because we. Oh no. If each undefeated investigator is resigned in advance, so we look at the final of the act.
After a long and arduous journey up mountainside, you've reached the Forbidden Peaks. You hope the pain and horror you've suffered along the way is behind you, but you fear that it will persist and become relentless. Go to Resolution 1. The view from the summit is breathtaking, but you're in no mood to enjoy the spectacle. Sprawled before you, on the other side of these accursed peaks, lies the city described in Dyer's report. Its visage is unmistakable. Dozens of conical and pyramidal buildings of dark slate and sandstone are honeycombed throughout the region like a labyrinth of perfect geometric shapes. Though weathered by the ages, the city still stands, hidden by the jagged peaks and the heavy snow. For a while, you stand in silence and take in the wondrous sight. If it weren't for the many trials you faced along the way, it would be a moment of triumph. But after the sacrifices made to get here, the victory rings hollow. A freezing wind blows across the peaks. The air is too thin for you to linger here. After a moment's rest, you begin the long trek down to the alien city. You'll have to make camp before you reach the bottom. With any luck, you'll be hidden from the dreadful creatures that dwell here. In your campaign log, record the team climbed to the summit. Okay, can I just make sure you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Cool. So I think I might have disconnected from
TTS. Oh,
TTS.
looks like you did.
If I don't take my finger off this button, I can read the rest of
Okay.
this bit at the very least.
Yep.
Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value for each expedition asset in the victory display. Investigator may choose to add that asset to their deck. So what puts it in the victory display?
I think when we resigned, we put them in the victory display.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. Resign, add each expedition asset you control to the victory display. Return all of your clues to the token pool.
For each expedition asset added to an investigator's deck this way, that investigator earns 1 bonus experience. For each expedition asset that is not in the victory display, cross up its title in the supplies recovered section of the campaign log. So it sounds like we lost that mineral.
Lost what?
That mineral that I discarded right at the start.
Ah, yes, I think so. Mineral sorts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It just got discarded by like a secure league card. There was nothing I could do about it. It was the only resource I had out.
I remember.
In the expedition team section of the campaign log, record the amount of damage and horror on each partner asset in play, which is none. We've been very good about that.
Yeah.
Right. It turns out I didn't have to keep my finger on that button. I've let go of it now, and it's still absolutely fine.
Oh, cool.
So that was pointless. And I'm rejoining the game so I can read the rest, I hope. Could you invite me again, Dave?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
TTS is having a wobbler.
Would you like to have one of these two cards each so that we both get 8 victory points to spend?
Yes. I'm also aware that they kind of pair well with each other, and not. They're like the spare parts one doesn't particularly. I guess it pairs well with the flashlight that I have.
It works with the flashlight.
Reloads the flashlight.
You can use it on someone else's asset. So add 1 supply to another asset at your location. So it doesn't matter loads if one person has the dynamite.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Please may I have the dynamite.
Did they? Yes, you may. I was going to ask. I was going to do all mechanical stuff, but if you just want the dynamite, you have the dynamite. I was going to be like, how much do they cost? I generally have more resources. I should take the one that costs more. But if you want the dynamite, Dave, we'll ignore all mechanical implications and just give you the dynamite.
I do just want the dynamite, but also they're free.
Yeah. Okay.
They're both free.
I think it's very important to play these games in a way that you enjoy rather than getting too hung up on mechanics. Definitely.
And I am a simple person at heart, and I like blowing up Eldritch monsters. Proceed to Interlude 2, Endless Night. Let's see whether that is on the next page. No, that is a different resolution.
I always really want to read the bad resolutions that we didn't get, but I know that would spoil me for. I expect to be playing this game for years to come.
Yes,
and it sounds like an odd thing to say. Hopefully, failing more than I have been recently.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in my Arkham career, and so hopefully I get to read some of these as actual things have happened to my characters.
As your friend, I'm happy to encourage you to play bad and stupid decks so that you fail this game more and you are able to read the bad text. Do you have energy for Interludes to Endless Night?
How long is that?
It's a lot of pages. It's like a.
You probably aren't going to read all of them, right?
Okay, yeah, three of them.
Okay, let's go for it. So we will get now, or we will either forget, or it will be like a horrible chunk at the start of the next thing where we just want to play and we can't. So I'll read it. Once again safe, you and your companions set up camp in silence. You marvel at how much quieter the evening is compared to those that came before, be it due to your dwindling numbers or the grim mood that hangs over the camp. But the quiet is anything but peaceful. As the hours pass, you can't seem to get any rest. You decide instead to check on your companions. You only have enough time to check on a few team members, regardless of whether they are alive or crossed out. One at a time, choose and read 3 of the sections below, 4 instead if the team found another way through the mountains. Oh, that's exciting.
Well, that would be interesting.
If the game...
Maybe that's the failure
If the game
resolution.
of... Yeah, I guess so. If the game effect of the chosen section cannot be performed, it does not count towards this total, and you may choose a new section instead. After you have read the appropriate number of sections, proceed to Endless Night 2.
Okay, so we've got
So
William Dyer, Darnforth, Amy Kensler, Marla Singer, James Cookie Fredericks, Avery Claypool, Roald Ellsworth, Takada Hiroko, and Elia Eshevak.
Elia is dead. Elia, I think, is specifically dead, right? Like, didn't we lose him?
Very dead. We lost him, yeah. He got the Terror from the Stars got him in the middle of the scenario. Yeah. We're allowed to check on them even if they're dead. I'm not quite sure how that works, but that is mechanically a thing that we can do.
Okay. In that case, I would like to check on our dead friend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd also like to check on Avery Claypool,
who's
been the MVP.
Yeah.
And then a third one. Do we want to make the third one?
So Ellsworth or Cookie or Kensler or Marla or Dyer or Darnforth.
Who's the doctor woman?
The doctor woman, Amy Kensler.
I'd like to see Kensler if that's all right.
Yeah.
Is she actually first in the running?
She is. Oh, now we need to do something here, which is a bit difficult.
Okay.
Do you remember she's sharing her research with us? Does that ring any bells with you at all?
Yeah, I think we talked to her and got her to share her research, right?
Yeah. There's a bug in Arkham Cards that has basically meant that I've kind of discarded we've diverged from our campaign log. I can check to see whether that was written prior to the divergence. Let's have a look.
Okay.
I feel like maybe she was, because I think
I feel like she was. I feel like the thing that we achieved.
Okay, let's do that. Let's assume that she is. If Dr. Amy Kensler is alive
and sharing her research, say these things. Dr. Kensler is unsurprised when you enter her tent. She looks up from her desk and tilts her glasses down to gaze at you directly. Here to inquire after my findings, she asks, to which you nod. Very well. You note her unusually warm demeanor as you approach and peer over her shoulder. In front of her, a section of an elder thing's limbs is dissected with expert precision. Dark green liquids stains its scaly flesh and the surface beneath it alike. She raises her glasses once again and turns to face her anatomical sample. It's not unlike us, she says, just as Dyer suggested in his own account, and yet somehow they are able to survive incredible pressure and cold, perhaps even the vacuum of space. What I don't understand is, she breathes deep and continues, Dyer's report only accounts for the waking of a few of these creatures from their hibernation. Why then are so many of them active? Dr. Kensler's research allows you to view the situation with greater clarity. Your campaign log records Dr. Kensler is on the verge of understanding.
Cool. And then we're going to do Claypool and Elia.
Yeah. I'm
just going to say, I think that I'm really glad that we went to Kensler, and I think we should go to her next time we get a chance. Because then maybe she'll reach full understanding, and we might get some sort of clue about what the hell's going on, which would be nice.
Because famously in the world of H.P. Lovecraft, understanding things more fully is always good.
Yeah, no downside.
You find Claypool at the edge of the camp, looking out over the alien city. Remarkable, isn't it? You nod and mention that I wonder how many different voices I've done for this character now. You nod and mention that the architecture is unlike anything you've seen before. No, not that. I mean that too, but look. Points to the enormous peaks looming around the city in every direction like a boundary. It's built to block and funnel the wind. They chose precisely the right place to build their city. And the way these structures and streets are built, they're mostly protected from excess snowfall. He glances at you meaningfully before continuing. These creatures chose the harshest place on Earth to make their home, and despite all odds, they thrived. You wonder if perhaps this means the inclement weather you will abate during the next leg of your journey. Unlikely, he responds. A lot of the natural safeguards they built into their city seem to have weathered away, and there's likely a lot more ice than there would have been back in their time. But I'll make sure we avoid the nastiest of it. Claypool's predictions help you stay safe from the inclement weather. Remove a frost token from the chaos bag.
So good.
Yay!
Oh my god! Look at this. You can't see my screen, can you? There's so many in this bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 of the bastard things in this bag. 10 of them. No wonder they keep coming out so much. Okay.
I'm gonna look at Elia Ashavak's corpse halfway down a mountain ripped apart. As you sit at the edge of the camp and ponder what fate might have in store for you in the coming days, a gentle nudge stirs you from your thoughts. You turn in shock, prepared to see another one of those horrid creatures emerging from the ice. But it's only Anu, Elia's loyal companion. The big grey dog looks up at you with pleading eyes. You shake your head and rise heavy to your feet. That's enough mourning for one night. As you venture back to camp, soft footfalls trail through the snow behind you. Oh, Dave, you stop
really
and glance at Anu. Once again, as she looks up to meet your gaze. Is she looking for comfort or guidance? You kneel and run your gloved fingers through her thick fur, speaking soothingly to reassure the both of you. Yes, Elia's gone. No, I don't know if we're all safe either. Do you want to stick with me? And he wags her tail. All right then. Any one investigator may add the Anu story asset that we've got a dog, Dave.
We have got a dog. I mean, I spoke earlier of us winning a moral victory, but my goodness, I had no idea how overwhelming that victory was going to be. We've made very good choices.
Yeah, I did that purely out of sentimentality, and I feel that my choice has been rewarded.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see what this dog looks like.
Yeah, let's.
It says it can be found in the Memorials of the Lost Encounter set.
Yeah. Memorials of the Lost. There we go. It's actually in here. And you. Okay. Anu is a 3 costs asset, unique asset. Oh my god, she's so good. This is the art. I haven't started reading yet. Faithful companion, allied creature. If you have no joy in your heart, you could commit her for 1 agility and 1 wild icon.
No.
I think if either of us is really planning on doing that, I think we probably need to cancel the channel, delete it, and never speak of it again. Takes up the ally slot. Exhaust Anu. Choose 1 or discard Anu to discard. Choose up to 3 in any order. Move to a connecting location. You get +2 skill value for your next skill test this round. Evade. Attempt to evade with a base agility skill of 4. I love her.
I love her too. Look, we both love her. I could talk at length
We're about
about
to set up a triad with a dog, Jessica. So where this is going?
Oh no!
Listen,
I could talk a lot
when 2
about
people and a dog love each other very much.
I don't think you can be trusted with this dog after that. I think.
I promise you it's platonic. She's just a
Okay,
very good dog.
She's just a very good dog. I was gonna go through all the mechanical implications of this card, but I think ultimately we both should admit that we both just really want this dog.
I mean, I think we do, and that's probably why we need to talk through the mechanical implications, because I can't think of any other way of deciding who gets the dog.
Like, it's the first two are good value.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, for me, I have to concede that this is so. In terms of what the card does, this is probably a slightly better card for you because I can already evade things. That's not true. I was going to say I can already evade things with a base skill of 4. At the start of until my second and third action of the turn, I can't. I have a skill of 3, which is still better than your skill of 2, but it means that there are situations where that will be a useful thing for me to be able to do. In my favour, I have charisma, so I'm slightly more likely to be able to play her than you are, because your summon servitor takes up both an ally slot and an arcane slot.
That's
the
true.
main thing you want to have out.
I have its upgrade that will make it take up only one of those slots.
I see.
Quite high up my list of upgrades. So one of the many cards I was cursing about discarding. Well, it's got nonsense in here.
What we have to ask is, Dave, is who would this dog be going to a good home? And I just don't think you've got the resources to. You literally right now wouldn't have the resources to install this dog, whereas I could install her twice.
That's true. So I have plans anyway about my slots that are partly in fruition. I've been putting more. I feel like we're at the animal shelter and I'm like having a tough interview. I have been putting more resource generation into place in my deck to make sure that I can provide Annie with the kind of, you can see the card Lone Wolf. I didn't get a chance to play because I was forced to discard it, sadly. But I promise you that on the first opportunity, I'll be playing it.
What pets do you already own? Are they of the corporeal plane or some other plane?
I grant you that it's big and ugly with spikes, but it's house trained. And
I will concede it's very well. I own 4 cats. And whatever the fuck this thing is.
Which thing?
This quick learner. It's something, right? It's a thing. Group of things.
It's a condition. It's a condition, Jessica.
It's a condition I manage very well. And some days it's even. Oh my god. It's such a neurodivergent condition. It's sometimes it's really useful, other times it's deeply debilitating.
Boy, oh boy.
I suggest, look, we both want this. I think it's a bit of a wash in terms of the mechanics. Shall we pull from the chaos bag for it?
Yeah, or roll a dice. I could generate.
Or roll a dice.
Yeah. Not that one.
Both rolling greed on the dog. Both rolling need on the dog, whichever.
I'll take the dog on 1 to 3. You take it on 4 to 6.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dog.
Okay.
Let me put this dog in my deck. I'm going to put it.
That was an emotional roller coaster.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh man, she's so good. Look at that picture. Oh, I'm
very, very excited about the non-zero possibility that I wind up with both a dog and a cat in play at the same time.
That would be really good. I think the move ability is really, really strong, actually. I mean, there's two
Yeah,
extremely strong abilities and one that's pretty good. And then there's the like emergency discard when use all three.
yeah, it's not going to feel good doing that, is it?
No.
Yeah, she's really, really good. I
Yeah.
think in most situations I would play this dog over my cat, which I also own.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think, given the choice with both of them in my hand and only one ally slot left, I would probably play Granny Orn. Granny Orn's just been so good this game.
Yeah. She's been amazing, hasn't she?
Yeah.
You can get another Quizma.
Okay.
You can have 2 in your deck. So you could just spend 3 XP, and then you can have a cat and a dog and everybody's favourite granny, all getting up in the face of the mythos, which I think would be cool.
Can we quickly read what the rules are for which of these get added to the victory display? Because
Which of which?
the story assets up here.
So the only rule about which ones get added is on the summit, each expedition. So it's the expedition traded ones.
Cool. Yeah, I don't control something that's in my discard pile. So
I don't
that's a
think
shame.
so. Let's just double check that.
Yeah, double check.
Card owner is the player whose deck or game area held the card at the start of the game. Player controls the cards located in his or her out of play game area, such as the hand, deck, or discard pile. The scenario controls the cards in its out of play game area, such as the encounter, act, and agenda decks. Cards by default enter play under their owner's control. If the card would enter an out of play area that does not belong to the card's owner, okay, you do control the expedition card in your discard pile, and so that gets added.
Cool. I think considering that I got the dog, I think you should get the mineral specimen.
Okay. I
So you
can't.
get that.
I can't. Okay. Cool. That's cool. Yeah. That's very helpful because it's always nice to have investigates, cancelling frost tokens, and having assets that have uses, and then I want to move out of play. It's cool.
Unless you want to take spare parts instead, because I'm more likely to be able to buff my
Your intellect.
My intellect, and you're mostly already testing at 5, whereas 5 would actually be a buff for me.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll take spare parts. You take the mineral, and the dynamite. You take the mineral specimen and the dog.
Cool. Should we set up the rest of our victory points?
We haven't actually finished the interlude. We need to read.
Oh, have we not?
No. We just got really excited about the dog.
We got very excited about the dog, understandably.
Yeah.
Endless Night 2. You try in vain to sleep, but the night seems to go on forever, your thoughts meandering endlessly in a maze of worry and doubt. If you've already played scenario Fatal Mirage, this campaign proceed to Endless Night 3.
Yes, we have.
Just as you're finally beginning to drift off, the door appears again. It shimmers momentarily, grey mist billowing out from the cracks of the doorframe. Again, you're being offered a choice, but do you dare to risk venturing into this frigid illusion once more? The investigators must decide to open the door and venture once more into the mirage, which would mean adding Frost Token to the Chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign, or ignoring the door and allowing it to vanish and going straight to Scenario 3, City of the Elder Things.
Once more into the mist, dear friends.
Yes, I agree.
I think first story reasons more than anything else. I want to find out about our companions and bumble around in the mist.
I'm just wondering on what circumstances we read Endless Night for. Do I just read it now?
No.
Okay.
So if we hadn't played Fatal Mirage before, and we
Okay.
had, but we have had 3 or more expedition team members die, then we read that. So it's basically just the first encounter with the Fatal Mirage mist, and so it's just a longer introduction, I imagine. Cool. So we'll play Fatal Mirage next time that we play. Oh no, you've gone quiet, Jessica. Sorry. Let's pop our faces back. Where are we?
Hello, Dave.
Hey.
It looks like we have 10 XP. Do we spend that before Fatal Mirage?
We do spend it before Fatal Mirage. That's a really good amount to have.
That's a wild amount to have. I think that might be the most I've ever gotten from a campaign. Unless I'm misreading these. No, these are all Victory 1. And we got the last one as well. And we got 3 story assets and a Terror from the Stars. So yeah.
I think the way that the story assets work is it's you get each investigator who takes a story asset gets an XP.
Cool.
So if you are happy with our division
9
of assets, I would have 9. You'd have 8.
Yes, that sounds right. Cool. That's
still
really
turn your
good.
Camera on again, Jessica?
Yes, I thought I had. 1 moment. My camera's on my end.
Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't seem to be on mine. Oh, there we go. Here you go. Great.
But we're nearly at the end now.
We are
I think
very
it's
nearly at the end.
time to say goodnight. Oh, blimey.
What time is it?
It's 12. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. I have had fun. It's happening again, which is really unfortunate. When it starts, it seems to just like snowball, doesn't it? You're going to go. I thought we'd have a 5-minute chat about when we're going to stream next, but maybe we can do that when we're not live. And or you can come back.
Okay, let's start chatting now.
Yes.
Chat it very quickly.
I don't even know what days anything is anymore because we're into the sort of liminal Christmas zone. Christmas Day is next Monday. It's a Thursday today. I think I'm unlikely to be available next week and very likely to be available the week before, the week after. That's kind of where I'm at. How about you? Oh. Okay, we're moving. Okay, that's great. So, yeah, we will not stream next week, but we will stream the week after, and we will be streaming Netrunner there, and we will work out what we're doing before we do it. I hope that everybody has a really good Christmas, or indeed whatever other festivities you might have in store. And yeah, keep rocking on. Thanks for joining us.